Coming up on Mountain News this morning, as more people hit the water this summer, we asked the experts on how you can stay safe. And community members gathered in Perry County yesterday to honor a little girl that died in her sleep at just 8 months old near what would have been her first birthday.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Lacey Roberts, and thank you for joining me on Mountain News this morning. Today is Tuesday, July 7th, or like we call it around here, Monday 2.0, and Monday 1.0 was scorching hot, but that rain came in and cooled it down just a little bit. Let's bring in Brandon Robinson and see hopefully we'll get maybe a little bit more of that cool down today. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning, Lacey. Yeah, here's the thing, your trade-off. You get a little bit of cool down for just a few minutes and then it heats right back up. That's that summertime pattern. So in some ways it may be a little bit worse after the rain because you're teased thinking, oh, it's going to cool down some, and then it's right back to where it was. But this morning we got a few showers around parts of the area, especially down into the Cumberland Valley and up toward I-64. So we're going to keep an eye on those for you, but no major issues this morning. Some wet roads possible. Be careful of that. Maybe some high water issues. Had a flash flood warning for Wolfe County until 3:30 this morning. That has been allowed to expire, so hopefully the water has receded some, but just be careful across the area today. We'll start and see temperatures in the 60s and 70s this morning. 65 Harlan to 73 in Ashland. That's our range across the mountains this morning. 90 again today. Scattered chances for showers and storms pick back up this afternoon. We have a few stray chances for rain around this morning and some fog, so just take it easy out there on the roads. Full forecast coming up here in just a little bit.
Thank you, Brandon. Philip Lewis faces a sentence of 35 years in prison. Now, Lewis was convicted in the 2019 murder of Gary Medlin. Lewis entered the A&B Quick Stop in Knox County in January 2019 and used a gun in an attempted robbery. Lewis shot Medlin multiple times when he tried to run away. Police caught him on February 8, 2019 in Flint, Michigan. And a man was shot and killed during a burglary Monday morning in Letcher County. KSP responded to calls of a shooting at Highway 805. An officer with KSP says Justin and Kimberly Robinson were in their home when James Duncan broke in. Duncan was shot to death during the resulting confrontation. The autopsy is scheduled to be performed at the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort. No charges have been filed at this time. And a Clay County woman is behind bars after being accused of stabbing someone. Clay County deputies were called to North Highway 421 about a possible stabbing. Deputies say they believe 44-year-old Melanie Azizapur stabbed an unidentified person early Monday morning. Azizapur was arrested and charged with second-degree assault. She was taken to the Clay County Detention Center. And Middlesboro police are searching for a man after a July 4th stabbing that left a woman seriously injured. Officers were called to a stabbing on Cumberland Avenue Saturday, and when they arrived, they have found the woman had a serious wound to her throat. The woman was able to identify her attacker as her ex-husband, 56-year-old William Gunter of Middlesboro, who ran away from the scene. The woman was given first aid until EMS arrived. She was then airlifted for treatment. If you have any information on Gunther's whereabouts, you are asked to call the Middlesboro Police Department at 606-248-3636. And people in Floyd County are mourning the loss of a young woman who grew up on the stage. Police say 21-year-old Allison Davis was driving on I-75 in Boone County when she lost control of her vehicle and hit a tractor trailer. Davis was a senior musical theater student at Northern Kentucky University. She was well known in Eastern Kentucky for her acting and singing ability. She performed in productions for years at Jenny Wiley Theater and the Mountain Arts Center. This is video from 2016 from the Big Sandy Idol competition at the MAC. In a post on the NKU School of Arts Facebook page, it said, "Allie represents the best in all of us, and we will forever be lucky to have enjoyed her artistry, friendship, and love of life." And this past weekend, volunteers in Maryland spent hours creating a massive mural of Breonna Taylor on a basketball court. It's 7,000 square feet. This is the work of about 30 volunteers and 10 teaching artists. They finished up the mural Sunday night The same group also painted a mural of George Floyd in Annapolis. And Kennedy Page Jones died at 8 months old in her sleep. She would have recently had her first birthday. WYMT's Madison Perkham has more on how the community is remembering the girl.
Just honor her. An ATV ride honoring what would have been a vibrant 1-year-old little girl.
I wish you could have met her. I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Kennedy Page Jones would have turned 1 year old this past Saturday, the 4th of July.
When it happened, we was like, we had to find something to do to honor her memory, and like, we all love riding, and she would have loved it too, so we all just put this together.
Family, friends, and members of the community came together to remember Kennedy and the life she left behind.
I'm here as Perry County Constable. We have the fire department here, Grapevine Chavies, and the state police is here also to help. So it's just a community-oriented thing. You know, everybody sticking together to do something for the little girl.
Heartwarming. Like, it's hard that she touched everybody. Like, it makes me feel good.
With stickers and flags displayed with that reminder.
It's heartbreaking, but it's an honor to me just to be able to be a part of it, and I know it's an honor to the family for everybody that's here.
Riding to remember a life gone too soon. In Perry County, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
And yesterday's ride went through Perry, Breathitt, and Knott counties. And with summer in full swing, the holiday weekend brought out large crowds to Kentucky's lakes. And as the number of people out on the lakes increases, so did the amount of rescues and recoveries. The weekend saw multiple water-related calls in Bath County, including one woman who tipped her kayak and was hanging on in the Licking River by a tree. There was also a drowning at Cave Run, another case of a flipped kayak, and no life jacket. Chris Howard with Canoe Kentucky says with more popularity comes a need for more education that unfortunately many aren't receiving when they make their new summer purchase.
I think if you can go and grab a kayak, you put it in your shopping cart, put it in the bed of your truck, and no one even talks to you about it. I think that absolutely contributes to this. But if you look inside all those kayaks, somewhere in there it says wear your life jacket.
It is required for everyone to have a life jacket while on a boat, and under those under 13 must wear it. Howard encourages people to ask about loaner life jackets when visiting lakes. And vacationing safely during this pandemic is a challenge. Some folks are turning to RVs as a solution. Justin Wilson, sales manager for Big Daddy's RVs, says sales have doubled this year. He says an RV is a good way to share a vacation with the family without sharing germs with the public.
You have your own belongings. You know who's slept in your bed, who sat on the couch, things of that nature. So it's sanitized and everything's a little bit more comfortable that way.
Wilson says the average RV costs anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000. And yet another Eastern Kentucky staple has been canceled, the Laurel County Fair. I talked with the chairman of the fairgrounds and a local business in Hazard who is also feeling the effects of this loss. Festivals and fairs are a big thing in Eastern Kentucky and for the mountains.
There are some families that save up most of their money all year waiting for the next year to go to that fair.
But this year's pandemic has yet again put a halt to tradition. The Laurel County Fair will not go on.
So though with the fairs and festivals being a guaranteed sum of money, it affects us widely.
Kyle Maggard is the executive director at Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, finding it difficult to get people inside for shows during the summer months.
So it's only natural that we went there to the to all the different fairs around, and Laurel County Fair being one of our main fairs that we've done here.
Affecting more than just fun.
It seems like no matter what's going on at that time of year, when the fair comes around or a festival comes around, that's the thing everybody's looking forward to.
But funds.
Most of those events are paid for events, which means we get a lump sum of money up front and we provide the wrestling matches. A time that no one's ever really seen before. It's just something we're all adapting to, and we're trying to make the best of it.
Knowing it will not last forever. Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News. And as more events are canceled, Maggard says that he hopes fans and others use other outlets to help support their local businesses. And more states are now mandating everyone wear masks in public, including nearby in West Virginia. The orders have drawn criticism from some. However, the Constitution allows for states to have broad authority to intervene and issue mandates in certain circumstances like public health emergencies. Attorney Rob Crane says that mask requirements are legal, but the challenge is enforcing it.
It's not likely to be enforced by the police saying, hey, get your mask on or I'm going to fine you or issue you a ticket. But if it prolongs itself in a public setting, it'll probably involve the police in some state.
Right now, Kentucky does not require masks. However, wearing them when in public spaces is highly encouraged. And new research indicates that asymptomatic or pre-asymptomatic COVID-19 cases are a primary driver of the virus spreading. Using existing research, scientists have found that silent transmission could be responsible for half of known COVID cases. The study, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, found that more than 1/3 of these infections would need to be identified and isolated to suppress a future outbreak. Researchers say that even immediate isolation of all symptomatic cases would not be enough to get the spread under control. This model assumes that COVID-19 may be the most contagious during the pre-symptomatic stage, which is uncommon for a respiratory infection. Well, just ahead on Mountain News this morning, Country Music Hall of Famer Charlie Daniels died yesterday. We talked with folks in Pike County about his last visit to the mountains.
New day, same old summertime type forecast with those scattered showers and storms and hazy, hot, humid conditions. I'll break it all down for you in about 3 minutes.